Hello, everyone. This is Sunshine Valentine here with Solstice Beauty, and welcome to my live show today. Thank you guys for joining me. As usual, I'm coming to you with a topic that clients have talked to me about in the salon, and I thought I might share these answers with you. Today, I'm really excited because this is a topic that has been requested 2 or 3 times in some of the previous live shows that I had. And also I had a client about 2 weeks ago ask me this question as well. So I've been saying I was going to do this show. And even though I had a couple of other things planned before, I didn't get a chance to really do it before. But now I'm finally getting a chance to do the brow episode. So thank you so much. I'm going to put up in the banner down here my logo, not the logo, but the website. So the products that I'll be talking about today are on the website. Let me see, make sure I'm using the right one. Oh, that wasn't the right one. Yeah, so it's solsticeimaging.com/main. And once you get to main, you can go to shop and then go to makeup, luxury line makeup, and you'll see all these products that we have posted. So really excited about that. Let me see. I want to show you guys. Oh, and I forgot it again. My last episode, I had dropped one of these, and I forgot to get it again. I'm just going to go without it again, but I'll tell you what I usually do in spite of it. So I'm going to talk to you guys about 3 of my favorite brow products, and that would be my Skinny Brow. I'm going to tell you why I like it in a second. And also my Highlighting Duo Brow Crayon. And then the third one I'm going to talk about is the brow palette. So these are the 3 items I want to talk about today. And hopefully you will learn a little something new if you don't know how to use each of those products. Make sure I go back to the comments. So if you have any comments or questions, please put them down in the comment box and I will get started. So I've been working with my brows for a while now. I got my brows done by someone who was going by the rule that brows should start on the outside of the nose. So with that being the case, they brought my brow back to here. And then on the opposite side, wrong way, to here. The problem with that is if you have a wide nose like I have, sort of like this wide baby doll button nose like that, it's going to push your brows further and further. It's going to make you look like you have wide set eyes. And I usually prefer that my brows kind of go right. And I'm going to use my palette because always when you're looking in this camera, left is right and right is left, and that confuses me. I want my brows to kind of go right here, so that when I'm doing my makeup, my brows kind of go right into this contour, So that's right at the corner tip of my nose. So if I had just a flatter nose or one that was more pointy and went straight down, that would be fine. But my nose actually goes out to here. So slowly but surely, I've been trying to fill in these brow hairs at the very tip. And then because I'm getting more brow hairs at the front, that actually moves your arch further over, or further closer to the left instead of to the right. Brows are designed in the thirds. So 1/3 of the brow, you start with 1/3 of the brow, and then once you get 1/3 of the way through, then that's where the arch starts. So if the brow doesn't start till you get over here, 1/3 of the way through will make the arch all the way over here, which is really close to the tail. So that's why I'm trying really hard to kind of correct that. So when you're getting your brows done, especially if you're getting it done by a professional, it's always good to have a conversation with them about where you see your brows starting and ending. Most of them are going to follow the golden mean. Again, like I said, the law of the thirds. But where that arch falls can sometimes depend on those two corners. So in general, it's going to be right here at the start of the brow. I'm going to keep that pencil here and look right into it, and where the pupil of the eye is, the dark black hole of the eye, the extension of that, if I measure it, because I'm looking right into my eye, I'm looking right at that pencil, I'm resting it against the side of my nose. Where that hits is where the top part of the brow should go. That's where the arch, the highest point of the brow, should go. And then to the end, that would be the outer corner. So I'm messing with my lashes here. But here, here, and there. And that's how I'm going to draw in those brows. So I'm going to start with this pencil. This is an automatic pencil. One thing I really like about it is it's very tiny. Let me see if I can show you the tip of that. Very tiny tip. And that allows you to be able to draw really tiny hairs. So like the hairs on your head, or your brow hairs. And a lot of pencils, like the regular wooden pencils, can't get that precise. So that's why I really like this brow pencil. So I'm going to go in with the left brow. I start by brushing my brows up. So that I can kind of get an idea, kind of brush them in place. I want to get an idea of where I want them to go. And once I kind of have that in my mind, I'm going to go and outline it with the tip of this. I usually like to start at the beginning of the brows and make tiny strokes going up and diagonal. Diagonal. So I'm making upward diagonal strokes. And I am following the direction of those brow hairs. So once I got towards the outside corner, my brow hairs start to point down. So I'm going to start following the direction of those brow hairs and drawing the line down. I'm not going straight across with this pencil. I'm being very careful to follow the direction of the brow hairs. Starting at the base, sliding it up. And once I got here, more in that angle. And then as I start to curve, down. So it's not a back and forth. It's not even an up and down. It follows where that brow hair goes. And because I have such a tiny tip, it allows me to be able to really control where it goes. So I did the underbrow. Now I want to add in more hairs here. You see that? And then I'm going straight down. Let's measure to make sure it's going to go where I want it to go. No longer than that line right there. So I'm good. All right. Now, usually what I like to do is use more than one color. So right now, this is a dark brown, but this also comes in a medium brown. It comes in a taupe, and it comes in a blonde color. So for those of you guys who have different hair colors, we make a range of these to fit whatever hair color you have. This dark brown is the darkest, and because I have black hair, I wanted to make sure that I use the darkest pencil. What I usually would do is to go back in and use a lighter color, and with that lighter color, just really go right into this area here, and also some in the middle, and make it an ombre. Make it an ombre, so it's more than one color. Once I have, kind of designed that brow, I want to go in with the other side, which is the spoolie, and brush them out because I don't want anything to be very, very, very strong. Even though I made those strong lines, I want it to look like hair strokes. I want them to be diffuse. So go in with that spoolie, and it's right there. That's really easy and simple. You can see the other side looks a lot different, right? Yeah, I like this side better, don't you? Yes, I do. So I'm going to go ahead and do the other side. Same thing. I'm going to brush it up. Kind of get an idea of where I want it to go. Looks like I want it to go straight across here. I'm going to fill in some hairs right about there. And I need to fill in this tail because it's a little short on this side. So that's what I plan to do. And here, I'm going to fill in right in this area. They're a little sparse right there too. So that's my plan. Go in with this tiny one. And again, I like to start at the top. And I just make little bitty stroke hairs, stroking with the direction that I would see the hair going in. That got a little low. I can just wipe it away. It cleans away very easily. It cleans away very easily with a makeup remover. You can also brush it away, and you can make it stay with a makeup setting spray. We have a makeup setting spray as well, so that'll give your makeup a long-lasting look. But we try not to make this product, stay for a very long time at first, because we want to give you enough time to kind of work with it, work with whatever angle or direction you want the brow to go in. And again, under here, I am just carving out where I want those brows to go. Now I'm going to go back under. And there we have it. And this is our very dark brown, but it also comes in a medium brown. And again, I really like to do the ombre. My second favorite product is my dual-ended crayon. Now this crayon has a matte side and a shimmer side, and you can use this for a lot of different things. This is a multi-purpose product. So for example, I'm going to use it for the brows, but I'll show you how I also like to use it for a highlight area. This can also be used for a waterline area crayon. So it has a couple of different purposes. I'm going to use one side of this one, and when I did this show on Instagram, I used the color cream and champagne. It was a very shimmery on one side but matte on the other, but a creamy golden color. For today with you all, I'm going to use Dreamy and Glaze. Dreamy is like a pinky color, like a pink, like a bright pink, pastel pink almost. And then Glaze is like a shimmery pink. So I like to say that the creamy champagne looks really good on the dark skin tones, and the dreamy glaze looks really good on lighter skin tones, but not that you can't use each skin tone can't use each, because I actually like both. Each one has its own separate one, but just for rules of thumb, a lot of times darker skin tones really thrive well with those golden colors because there's gold tones in the skin. So if you're trying one of these out and it's not working the way you want, maybe try the other color. So I have both on hand because I love both of them. But this evening I'm going to work with the Dreamy and Glaze. So I'm going to start on the left eye and just do the matte side. And it's a fat enough crayon where I can use the point of the crayon to carve out the eyebrow. And then I can also lay that crayon flat to give me a wide look. And I'm going to leave it like that for right now. I know it looks really bold, but we're going to blend it and you won't know the difference. And on the right side, I am going to use the shimmer side, which is the glaze. So Dreamy on the cream side and Glaze on the other side, and you'll be able to see the difference. So this is the shimmer side. So can you tell? This is the matte side, and this is the shimmer side. Now, I'm a shimmer kind of girl, so I really like shimmers, but not everybody does. So we also have the matte side. And usually I leave those just as they are. And then I go in with my either a contour shade of eyeshadow, or sometimes I will use a blush. For today, I'm going to use a blush. I'll use this one. This is First Blush. It has a little bit of shimmer in it. I'll kind of show you the color, trying not to let the camera make it too bright. I'll just pat it lightly. Now this shadow does have a little bit of shimmer in it. So actually, maybe I'll only use that on the shimmer side. And then I'll use another shadow for the matte. And then I just blend that right into the shadow. And then if I go to, I guess I'll go to this color. I don't know. Let's see if I can make it. Yeah, this one right here. That's more of a matte tone. Clean off my brush a bit. That way I'm not getting that shimmer. I'm just going right up under it. And blending it. I'm going to take another brush. And just kind of slide it down. Blend, slide it down. And the same here. So as you can see, it gives you a slight lift of the brow. And this is not with, this isn't done with eyeshadow. This is just using a little bit of a blush just to kind of give you kind of like a natural look. And of course, if anything is too strong, excuse me, you can always blend it out a little more. So for me, on an everyday look, I would blend that out a little more. So gives you, draws your eye right to the peak of the eyebrows and gives you a nice little brow lift right there. If you want your lashes a little darker, because some people do like to do darker. And I did have a client who was an older woman, and she asked me about this because she said for her, she finds it very difficult to use the pencils because she has arthritis in her hand, and it's kind of hard for her to draw a line in. Excuse me. So she asked me about a product that she could use that would be a little, that didn't require her to make such specific, straight, pinpoint lines. So for that option, I usually do like to use a brow powder. So we offer brow powders in a 2-well, a 3-well, and a 5-well. So just depending upon how many brow colors that you want. Again, I told you I always like to use at least 2 colors so that I have kind of like a little bit of an ombre going on. And I like to change my hair color often, like my hairstyles and my hair color often. Anytime you change the color of your hair, you should also be changing the color of your brow. So I have a nice 5-well brow palette that goes from, very, very dark brown that I would use for people for like a black hair all the way to kind of like a tan taupe for my blondes. I use it in the salon. And also for my reds, when I have red hair, I use a red color. And I forgot to show this last time on Instagram, but this is a palette that has a highlight, a dark color, and a low light for redheads. So this color right here is cracking. This is the color that you would use for redheads. Now, the brow palettes are different texture. The brow shadows are different textures than the eyeshadows. You can use them as eyeshadows, but the brow shadows are very matte. They're designed to mimic actual hairs. So they're not going to have a lot of shine, and they're going to be a dull kind of blended in type color. And that's what you really want, because you can use these brow shadows to build up the brows, but you can also use them for the hairline. As people tend to get older, their hairlines start to get lighter and lighter. And sometimes you can get those hair fibers from a professional beauty supply. Those can run you, I think, like $20 to $30 for each bottle of fiber, and that's not including the dispenser. $20 to $30 for the dispenser. Yeah, so they can get very expensive. just to have something that you can fill in the hairs with. But our brow powders, you can also use it that way, and they're not nearly as expensive. And it does a really good job of shading in any areas where you want to see a little more fullness around the hairline. So you can use these for women, you can use these for men, and they also are very good for if you have lace front wigs or full lace wigs and you're trying to blend in with a hairline, especially if you are leaving some hair out or some hairline out, and you want to really kind of shade it in some more, then these are a really great tool to have. So last time I did my brows with this 3-well palette here. It has a brow powder, it has a highlight powder, and then it also has a brow wax. So I'm going to show you a little bit about brow wax, tell you a little bit about brow wax. And on Instagram, I did use the applicator that comes with it. You don't have to use the applicator that comes with it. As a matter of fact, most times I use my own brushes, but these are good for when you're on the go. So it does come with that, but we also do sell actual makeup brushes that you can use that will give you a more precise look. So I'm going to go in with the brow wax. I'm actually going to use, I'm going to use the applicator for the wax. Now, for those of you who have not heard about brow wax, it's a pomade for the brows. So just like you would use a pomade or like an edge control for your edges, a brow wax is a brow pomade that does kind of like the same thing for brows. I don't know if you can see, but it's just basically laying those brow hairs down so that they're nice, smooth, and sleek. And then what you can do is go in with a pencil on top. And actually, I think what I'll do is I'm going to use this one. I'm going to use a lighter brow powder. And it's definitely going to give it a more of a darker look and feel to it. Alrighty. So that's for somebody if you like kind of like a thicker, more fuller look, and it doesn't require so much precise working with a brush. You can just smooth that wax on, and the wax is also going to help the shadow adhere and stay in place long throughout the day. Just for kicks, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Kraken and see if I can add in a multi-dimensional look here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it is giving me a more redder look. And this is the third brow product that I put on top of here, so of course it's going to look, but you can see the difference between this brow a little bit in the beginnings of the brow and this brow. And that's going to control that brow hair. So that's one thing that you can do with it. You can also use the brow powders just plain without using any way to control the brows. But this I like, especially if you have unruly brows or ones that are wiry that don't stay put. I really like that. So the second option that you can use, if you don't really like the brow wax, some people are not used to wax, but even with your hair, with your edges, you usually have two ways that you can do them, right? You can use a pomade or a wax-based product, or you can use a gel to slick them down and put them in place. So the same thing with brows, you can use a brow gel. Our brow gel comes in about 5 different colors, but you can also get it in clear. I like clear. And it comes in like a mascara tube. And what you're going to do is just go over the brows and then lay the brows in place using the tip of the mascara wand. And then while it's wet, you can also go in with your brow brush, and paint right on top of it for a thicker look. It's going to give a deeper look. Now, because of this gel, this makes the brow more like a paste or like a liquid brow product. And it's going to stay in place all day. Just going to go in with a little bit of that brown and make it a little multi-dimensional right here in the beginnings of the brow. This is a red powder. I would usually do this with a lighter brown and not necessarily a red unless I had some red tones in my hair, but just for demonstration purposes today, I'm using both these colors. And if you want, you can go in with a brow brush and kind of brush over it. I always like to brush over it so that it has kind of like a natural look to it. Brow combs and brow brushes. These are natural bristles, so they really do brush the hair. It's not a synthetic bristle. You can tell the difference on your skin and how they control the hair. So those are natural bristle brushes. So that's 2 different ways that you could do it. One with the brow gel. No, sorry. This one's with the brow gel, and this one's with the brow wax using a brow powder. And it gives you a fuller look, a more powdery look, and then you can lock that powdery look in place if you're not really able to use the pencils, the brow pencils, and do those exact precise brush strokes. So those are my top 3 favorite for this week. I'm also going to be continuing this topic next week. I'm going to have 3 more brow products for you, so you can see how those are going to work. We're going to do 2 of our dip brow products. So we do have a dip brow in a powder, and we also have a dip brow in a cream, and we'll show you what those are. If you guys have any questions, you can go ahead and leave them in the comment section, or if you have any comments, or if you'd like to tell me which ways you usually like to do brows and how those work out for you, then you can share those below. I am going to go in with my eye pencil just kind of blend everything out. Again, this was the Dreamy and Glaze, the pink one. And usually I like to just go in and smooth everything out. And it does give you a nice lift to the eyes. And I didn't do much with my makeup today, so I wanted it to just basically be about brows. I put on a little bit of lipstick and I put on a little bit of face powder, but I did not do the full 9 because I wanted to show you a simple, easy option. So if you have any other questions, you guys can always DM me, but I have taken up a lot of your time this evening. We're about 5 minutes over our 30-minute mark, but I just wanted to put this video out here and answer some questions about some of our favorite brow products. I think when we were on Instagram, I did have the question about what's the best way to kind of like arch your brows and all of that. If you want to know the answers to that, then check out my Instagram live. I had a different audience. They had some different questions, so I answered those there. But when we go into the next couple of shows, I'll tell you more about how to arch your eyebrows and different things that you can use to give you a more precise look, a more thicker look, and a more dramatic look coming up next time. So this was the easy brow look. We may do one more brow product that's kind of easy, but the next couple of ones are going to be a little more drastic, okay? So thank you for staying with me. I'm Sunshine Valentine, your favorite head-to-toe stylist, reminding you to keep shining. Bye-bye.